You always put others first, but what about you? You ever notice how you're always the one checking in first? The one who makes sure everyone's okay even when you're not. You remember the little things, you offer comfort, you pick up the pieces for people who'd never even notice if you were falling apart. You've been called the strong one, the reliable one, but no one ever asks how you're doing. They just assume you've got it all handled. And when the weight gets heavy, you carry it alone, because you've been taught that being strong means staying silent. You don't remember exactly when it started. This pattern of putting yourself second, then third, then last. But somehow your needs always got quieter, and everyone else's got louder. You got so used to showing up for others that you forgot how to show up for yourself. You learned to call it love, but really it's emotional exhaustion. Because being there for everyone doesn't mean they're there for you. And deep down, part of you wonders, if you stopped showing up, would anyone even notice? They say you're strong. They admire how much you can handle, but what they don't see is how much it hurts to never feel held in return. You've been taught that strength means never breaking, but that's not strength, that's suppression. You bottle it up, you smile through it, you keep giving even when you're running on empty. And then you feel guilty for needing anything back. But what if I told you this? The love you give is the love you deserve. The care you offer others should also live within your own life. You don't have to keep proving your worth by being available at the expense of your peace. You deserve friendships that check on you, relationships that feed you, connections that don't just take, but give. You keep showing up even when you're tired, even when no one checks on you, even when your heart feels heavy and your hands feel empty. You still show up. But here's the question: who's showing up for you? You've been told you're strong, but strong doesn't mean you don't get tired. Strong doesn't mean you don't get lonely. Strong doesn't mean you don't need support too. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to put your phone on silent and choose yourself first for once. Because pouring from an empty cup isn't noble, it's exhausting. And you deserve more than to be everyone's lifeline while you slowly drown in silence. It's not your job to keep proving your love through exhaustion. You're not here to fix people. You're not here to be the emotional glue holding everything together while no one holds you. You matter just as much as the people you care for. Your needs, your boundaries, your peace, it all matters. And the right people? They'll never make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. They'll honor your rest. They'll notice your silence. They'll make sure you feel seen. It's time you stop begging for love in places that only notice you when you're useful. It's time to stop shrinking yourself to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. You don't have to keep burning out to feel valued. You don't have to keep being everything to everyone. You're not too much. You've just been giving too much to people who don't give enough in return. Let that sink in. You've been giving and giving, but when was the last time someone poured into you? Not because you asked, not because you broke down, but simply because they wanted to. You've been stuck in this quiet cycle of being there for everyone, while slowly drifting further from yourself. The texts you send go unanswered, the effort you give goes unnoticed, and the energy you spend isn't matched. It's not that you want something in return every time. You're not keeping score, you're just human. And even the strongest people need to feel seen. You've trained yourself to be okay with the bare minimum, to make excuses for the people who don't show up, to silence your needs because you don't want to be a burden. But the truth is, you deserve the kind of love you so easily give. You deserve people who ask how your heart is, people who notice when you're off, people who show up even when you don't say a word. Because the people meant for you won't need reminders to treat you with care. They'll already be doing it. It's not your responsibility to always hold space for others. If they never offer space back, you're not just someone's emotional emergency contact. You're not here to be the background character in everyone else's story. And no, choosing yourself doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you aware, it makes you honest, it makes you brave. You've been choosing peace for everyone else, biting your tongue, swallowing your feelings, making room for their storms while quietly drowning in your own. You convince yourself you're being kind, that you're making things easier, but all you're really doing is pushing your pain deeper. And pain that's hidden doesn't disappear, it just waits. It lingers in your body, in your chest, in your silence. Every time you say, "I'm fine," when you're not, your heart hears the lie. And little by little, you disconnect from yourself, from your truth, from the version of you that still wants to be held, heard, and valued. You don't have to keep doing that. You don't have to shrink for peace. You don't have to carry guilt just because you finally asked for more. You don't have to be the calm in everyone's storm if no one's calming yours. Somewhere along the way, you learned that love is proven through sacrifice, that being the good one meant staying quiet, that it was safer to be what everyone needed than to admit what you needed yourself. But you can unlearn that. You can stop apologizing for being human. You can take up space without guilt. This is your reminder that your feelings are not too much, your boundaries are not overreactions, and your heart, even with all its cracks, still deserves care. Stop pouring your soul into people who only sip it casually. Stop offering your energy to people who aren't even looking at the cost. Stop stretching yourself thin in the name of love, only to be left empty and unheard. You've spent enough time being everything to everyone. Now it's time to be something to yourself. Maybe no one ever told you this, but you don't need to earn rest. You don't need to explain why you're tired. You don't have to prove how much you've been carrying. Because the truth is, being strong isn't your only role in this life. You're more than what you give to other people. You're more than how useful you are. You're allowed to just be, to exist without constantly performing for everyone else's comfort, to rest without guilt, to heal without rushing, to protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. And if that makes you feel distant from people who don't understand it, so be it. Let distance do what it needs to do. Let space reveal who's really showing up for you. Sometimes protecting your peace means disappointing people who were only around for what you could offer. Sometimes protecting your peace means disappointing people who were only around for what you could offer. This isn't about becoming selfish, it's about finally becoming honest. Ask yourself, what have you been needing but too afraid to say? What do you keep pushing down, hoping it'll go away on its own? And what would change if you gave yourself permission to matter? Because you do. You matter when you're quiet. You matter when you're tired. You matter when you say no. You matter even when no one notices how much you're doing behind the scenes. The right people will never ask you to keep bleeding just so they can stay comfortable. The people who love you won't be shocked when you set boundaries, though. They'll respect you more for having them. And you'll start to breathe again, sleep again, feel again. Because slowly you'll realize you don't have to hold it all. You never did. You've carried enough. You've sacrificed enough. You've given more than enough. Now it's time to receive, time to recharge, time to come back to yourself. And if no one has said it yet today, I'm proud of you. For surviving without the support you needed, for staying kind even while breaking, for loving hard even when you weren't loved the same. You deserve the same softness you offer to everyone else, the same patience, the same care. So from here on out, remind yourself, you are not selfish for putting yourself first. You are simply healing the part of you that forgot you mattered too.